Hello everybody, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Today guys, we're gonna go to a local garage and I'll try to remove this heavy ass exhaust, and I want to check the weight of that thing. We'll see whether it's heavy or not as heavy. But while we're getting there, I want to talk about two things I've noticed on our CFMoto 750SR. You see guys, I was riding this bike for almost 2 weeks now, and there are a few things which I absolutely adore on this bike. However, there are a few things I absolutely hate. Let's start from good things. So, my favorite part on this bike is by far the throttle response. It can't be any smoother. You see guys, I was trying to do some wheelies in the first gear, and I can tell you that it's really easy to control the bike. The thing is that the throttle on this bike is, I would say, beginner friendly. The only problem is that the bike is, as I've said, pretty heavy, 226 kg. It's really easy to control the bike. As I've said, you can stay in the first gear, you can bring it over to twisties, you can do whatever you want in the first gear. The bike doesn't feel jerky at all. And if you want to go fast on this bike, you have to be rather aggressive with the throttle. Acceleration and deceleration feel absolutely amazing. So this is the very first thing, the throttle response. It's immaculate, perfect. So much so that I would not even wish this bike to have ride-by-wire. Second thing I like about this bike is the suspension. It doesn't feel like a couch. You have a lot of control. It feels great in corners. You can lean the bike. You can ride pretty aggressively as if you are on a real sports bike. And even this heavy weight doesn't make you feel bad once you go hard. Simultaneously, once you run over a bad bump, you don't feel bad at all. You feel super stable. You feel a lot of control. You don't feel scared at all. I don't know guys about your city, but in my city we have some sudden unpredictable bumps, potholes, and manholes, and they can always catch you off guard. And this is why I like this bike so much. I ran over a couple of horrible bumps and I did not lose control at all. The bike felt absolutely amazing, and this is why I like it so much. And the third thing, let me show you, is our quick shifter. It's absolutely flawless. This is by far the best quick shifter I've ever tried on a Chinese bike. So much better than the one on 675SR. So much better than any one I've ever tried. Zantis, CFMoto, you name it. This one is by far the best. It pops and shoots like a gun. Sometimes when I upshift, it feels as if I get an additional boost in acceleration. And unfortunately, let's say on my Zantis, sometimes quick shifter feels smooth and nice, but sometimes there's this nasty delay in power. Even though you did upshift successfully, but you wait for this power to kick in. On this bike, once you upshift, it's like boom, boom, boom. You get this boost in acceleration. It feels amazing. And on top of that, you hear the sound, you know, very distinctive shoot, poof, 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 like a gun, I'm telling you, dudes. And this is by far my favorite part on this 750SR. It's absolutely amazing. So these are three things I absolutely adore on this 750SR. However, there are a few things I hate. So, the very first thing I truly hate about this bike is the key. We do not actually have a key, but we have a card. And this card, like, I don't know guys, first off, I don't really like the way it looks. Second of all, it's pretty annoying to use. You need to tap the card upon this plastic part over here, and I don't know guys, I just hate it. I don't like it at all. It doesn't feel pleasant to use. I really like this tangible feeling of a conventional key, and this bike doesn't have it. Plus, it just doesn't work as well. But this is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is, let me stop and I'll show you. Boom. You see this little cap over here? So once you stop your bike, you can open it like this, all right? So it works. However, a couple of times when I really needed to gas up, I was trying to open the thing And guess what? It didn't happen. I was trying to do many things with the bike. It didn't work. And then suddenly it works. So this thing just doesn't work as well as I wish it to work. Again, I was riding this bike for what, 2 weeks? And it happened to me only once. I don't know whether you would encounter the same problem if you would be an owner of this bike, but it's alarming. And again, guys, this feature over here is relatively expensive. I would say if this bike would have a key ignition, it would be cheaper, maybe it would be even lighter, and it would be so much more pleasant to use. So this is something I hate. Again, most of the time it works well. However, when I needed that thing so much, it didn't work. And it's alarming and super annoying. So this is the very first thing I hate. Now the key and all this, I don't know, NFC, whatever they call technology, I don't like it. Second thing, as you know, is the weight. 226 kg is a little too much. Even though this bike feels amazing once you ride, however, let's say you do a little stoppie, like this, and you feel the weight of the bike, dudes. You feel the weight of the bike, and it's not funny. I gave this bike to one of my friends, and guess what? He said that it was very difficult for him to make U-turns. I cannot relate because for me this bike feels agile and easy to maneuver around, but that guy wasn't as experienced as me. So for him, this weight was a big no. And when I asked him, so do you like this bike more than 675SR? He said, no, absolutely not. 675SR is so much better. So for me, this bike is gonna be better than 675SR just because I like the way it performs in a city. It's more comfortable, it swallows bumps better. Before we check the weight of the exhaust, I want to remind you that this video is brought to you by Dragy. If you want to get the same Dragy as I have and on top of that support the channel, feel free to use my promo code DZMini25 for 25% off. The links are in the description. Now back to the video. We got to the place and we'll try to remove this heavy ass exhaust. You can now leave your comments in the comment section below. You can write down your guesses. I think that it would be maybe 10 kilograms. Let us just check the exhaust. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pipes. However, it starts from here. So it's not actually as big and massive as one can think. We're gonna remove this exhaust. Right guys, so we have unscrewed some bolts and the exhaust pipe is removed. I'm gonna get to the place with a scale. We're gonna check the weight. Write down in the comment section below, what do you think the weight of that thing is? Alright guys, so this is how SR750 looks without the exhaust. Yeah, pretty cool actually. Looks lighter, right? Dude, I did not touch the exhaust. It will be my first time. Okay, are you ready? Boom. Oh shoot. Well, dude, it's not super light, but I would not say it's too heavy. I would say it's like, I don't know, 7 kilograms, maybe 10 kilograms. We're gonna go to the place with the scale and you'll see the weight of those pipes in a second. We'll see you in a second, dude. Right guys, we're getting closer. You see that blue thing over here? This is our scale. All right, dude, are you ready? How does it work? Oh, I feel like it works. All right, let's try to place it on the scale. Ba-boom. Yeah, dude, do you see that? It's 550. All right. So the weight of the exhaust is only 5.5 kg. It's not heavy at all. I would remind you that the weight, the carb weight of the bike is 226 kg. So if you're gonna swap the exhaust, you're not gonna save much weight. Apparently some other components on the bike are heavy. Alright dudes, what if I would check my weight? 94, that's pretty bad. Now you know my weight. Yeah guys, so 5 kg, 5.5. Am I surprised? Actually, yes. Initially, I thought that it would be over 10 kilograms. Some of you said that it might be all the way up to 30 kg, and yet 5.5. Yeah, guys, I've been told that the frame on 750SR is similar to 500 Voom, but it's thicker because the bike is bigger, the engine is bigger, obviously. So the frame is not as lightweight as I wish it to be. On top of that, the tank itself is made of metal. I'm not sure whether it's steel or some other materials, but probably steel. The reason why I think that the tank is made of steel is because my dragy has a magnet. So there's this magnetic pull, and I can connect my dragy to the tank of the bike without any tape or anything. So in this regard, the tank itself is good looking, but it's heavy. On my Zantis, we have a tank which is made of resin, so it's much better in this regard. I don't know whether you are disappointed or not, but this exhaust looks pretty cool, and yet it's not as heavy as we thought. I'm just gonna place it somewhere here. I don't wanna scratch it or anything. Whew. Yeah, guys, I don't know. This little box over here might be heavy as well, but I feel like if you're gonna swap everything that can be swapped, you're gonna save, I don't know, 10, maybe 15 kg. But in the end of the day, I feel like it's impossible to make this bike lighter than 200 kg. Am I happy with the result? I don't know. I don't know what to say, dude. I'm not happy. I'm not sad. It is what it is. The bike feels heavy. It looks very good, as I've said. The rear wheel might be heavy as well, but I'm not gonna remove the wheel today. I feel like, guys, we just need to listen to our bike. Dude, honestly, I'm a little scared because people live here. This is an inline 4 engine. And shit, let's do it. I'll show you one thing. So if you press this button, if you keep it pressed for, let's say, 5-7 seconds, there is an option of entering your password. So you enter your password, and this way you don't have to use this nasty key. However, it's super time wasting. And on top of that, if you live in a bad neighborhood, you have to be very vigilant, because somebody might actually check you entering the password, and they can just take your bike away. So this is something you have to pay attention to. Are you ready? Shoot, I'm a little scared. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. It's pretty loud, but not as loud as I was thinking. All right. Yeah, it sounds better like this, right? Actually, now it's sharper. The throttle response is a little sharper. Right, guys, I'm not gonna ride it because people live here, it'll be too loud. But I'll tell you right away that it sounds pretty good. Actually, it sounds better without this exhaust. But in the end of the day, it's not as heavy as we thought. Alright, guys, to summarize the video, our exhaust is only 5.5 kilograms. Way lighter than most of us thought. Is it a good thing or bad? Look at that. Haha! 我很喜欢你的摩托车。我很喜欢你的摩托车。5.5公斤，很轻，不是很重。I really liked that Zantis. Alright, so what I was talking about. The weight of our exhaust is only 5.5 kilograms, way less than what we all thought. Some people are saying that it might be all the way up to 30 kilograms. You see, guys, it's quite light. So, is it a good thing or a bad thing? I would say that actually it's pretty bad, because if you would purchase this bike abroad, I'll just remind you once again that in China, it's forbidden to change your exhaust. However, if you purchase this bike abroad and you choose to swap the pipes, I feel like you're not gonna get much out of it. Probably you'll get some performance boost and the bike is going to sound better, but in terms of weight saving, it will not be as substantial as we thought. I feel like the reason why this bike is so heavy is because all those components like tank, frame and stuff, even suspension, they are just on the heavier side of the spectrum. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. More videos with this 750SR are coming. If you have any ideas, you can let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to read all your comments. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and as always, I'm going to see you in my next videos. Bye everybody, take care.